Hey everyone, welcome to our June mortgage market update. I'm Steve.
And I'm James. Thanks for joining us on the balcony of our office today.
We're starting to see some economic numbers coming in recently showing a potential slowdown in growth. Inflation numbers last week were the lowest in nearly 4 years, and this morning, private sector job growth numbers were at their lowest level since March of 2023. We'll see what Friday brings for the BLS employment report, but just in general, low inflation figures could help with future Fed rate cuts.
And speaking of the Fed, there was some recent commentary from Fed members prior to their upcoming meeting later this month. They remain in a wait-and-see position as tariff and trade policy can impact inflation. If tariffs remain low and inflation continues to make progress, we could likely see good news rate cuts later this year.
Let's hope so. Let's chat real quick about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac possibly getting privatized, since that has been a hot topic lately.
Yeah, good ideas. They've been under government control since the 2008 housing collapse. So what would privatizing them even mean at this point?
Well, it would mean taking them out of government conservatorship and letting them operate independently again. That could mean changes in how they do business, how loans are priced, and even how risky mortgages are handled.
So would that happening be positive or negative for mortgage industry?
Depends on who you ask, James. Supporters say privatization would make them more efficient and reduce taxpayer risks. Critics worry it could raise costs for borrowers and make home ownership less accessible.
If the government formally backs the obligations of Fannie and Freddie, investors feel even more secure. That would likely help keep mortgage rates low or bring them down a little bit.
Yeah, if the government doesn't formally back them, investors may demand higher yields to compensate for the added risk. That could push mortgage rates up.
So it could go either way. It's important to remember that Fannie and Freddie don't lend directly to people, but they buy loans from banks, which keeps the mortgage market liquid. If their mission changes to privatization, the ripple effects could be huge.
That's correct. So the real question is, could this happen? And it's hard to say.
That's right. It's come up a bunch of times over the years, but never really moved forward. It's complicated, lots of politics and money involved. But with the housing market being such a hot topic, I wouldn't be surprised if it gains traction again.
Totally. Something to keep an eye on, especially if you're in the real estate and mortgage world.
Don't hesitate to reach out if we can be a resource, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great June.
Thanks.